NBA Straya. How are you going? Hey, you going? Are you good? You should be. Why is that, Jim? Well, A, you're not me. B, it's already hump day in a short week because of Easter Monday. So the weekend's already here. Take a load off. You've got my permission. I'm going to talk about my weekend in a second. This is NBA Straya. I am your host, James Clements, a fully recovered, for the most part, James Clements, here at Larry Armour Studios, talking today about this last week of the season playoff race. It is chaos, insanity everywhere. So we're going to be talking about that. The Bulls actually fired everybody. That was kind of cool, but there's a catch because there always is when there's the Bulls involved, and everyone else is now injured since we last spoke. So that's awesome. We also have the game of the year, so we've got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. We'll give away some quick awards. We'll do some YNRs. We'll do the unpopular opinion of the day. We'll do Outback Takehouse. We'll fly through the Aussie Player Watch, and we'll give away a Shane Hill shoot your shot, light 'em up award as well. We'll pick and preview tomorrow's games. Does that all sound good? Yes, it does, Jim. Yeah, bloody well better. I'll tell you what. So, without further ado, let's get into it. Episode 1376 of NBA Straya. Let's go.
This is Josh Giddey.
G'day, this is Andrew Gaze.
This is Jack White.
This is Joe Ingles.
This is Darcy Daniels.
This is Chris Anstey.
This is Matthew Delvedova.
This is Shane Hill.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Straya.
And you're listening to NBA Straya.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening and watching NBA Straya.
This is NBA Australia. Let's do it.
Watch out for the shark attack.
Oh, you better watch out for the give yourself food poisoning attack. I don't know. I'll tell you what. Your mate Jim had an Easter to forget. I basically went full Jesus. What do you mean, Jim? I went and hibernated for 2 days and then came out and was like, what's going on here? Seriously, got absolutely knocked sideways by something. I think I said on Footy Unfiltered yesterday. Luckily we're down the beach, and so the little room that we've got in the house down the beach has actually got a little ensuite attached, which is amazing. We don't have that at the house here. We're not fancy. And this was just like great because I spent Sunday and Monday just going, well, there's the bed, there's the bathroom, there's the bed, my guts were like flubber. Just like, just absolute chaos. So, yeah, it didn't feel great, but I did get to watch that Wemby Jokic game of the year. I got to watch a lot of footy and basketball, like all the NCAA stuff, because I couldn't really do anything else. It was not great. So that's why we didn't do a show Monday, because I was still crook as a dog. I think I did a Supercoach show just like propped up, just feeling like absolute hell, and sort of knocked out a 2-minute video for that. But yeah, that was all you were going to get from me. And even yesterday, drove all the way back up from Lawn and sort of, jumped on the Footy Unfiltered, had a big chin wag about footy. There you go. And that was enough for me. So I think even today, just sort of like kind of getting back to fully recuperated, eating properly again-ish. So yeah, better watch out for the attack of the old, what happened there, Jim? And I don't know. Like, I was the only one who had the fish on, Saturday night Barbie, so I don't know. I reckon that might have been it. Was it the tins, Jim? No, I'd had 4 or 5 beers that night, so it wasn't much. Anyway, so yeah, I got crazy sick. What else happened on the weekend? Let's do the Daily Whip round. There it is. Well, obviously I got crazy sick. That was crazy. We got the game of the year between Wemby and Jokic. How good was that? The squids are out doing the Easter egg hunt, and I'm just like, that's all right. I don't know if I can get out of bed. Oh, jeez. And so I got to watch all that. That was great. Wemby then got injured. That was not as good. Luka and Austin Reeves are out for the rest of the season. That happened. Remember that? That's not good. Leaving LeBron James, who's 68 years old, to carry a team into the playoffs all by himself again. Just everything turns to... Not LeBron. It's just the same old, same old. It's just absolutely the Grand Theft Auto San Andreas sheen. Ah, shit, here we go again meme. Ant-Man, he's still out with his knee injury. He came back and it hurt again. He's like, nah, fuck that. Peace. I want no bar of that. And Bede's been sitting out. He came back and had a massive game the other day. It's all happening. It's all absolute chaos. But this is all sort of, happening while I'm sort of, on my sick bed. And there's also, it was like amazing timing for that game of the year because we had just had on Saturday, and you might remember on Thursday's show, the big Easter preview show, I'm like, Saturday's like lineup of games is not good. So just forewarned. And yeah, we had an average margin of 24 points. It was absolutely crazy. Just absolute smashings left, right, and center. And like, we've basically gotten to this point where the bottom 10 teams, we all know they aren't trying. And a bunch of these other teams are like, well, I've got to rest this guy. I've got to rest this guy. The playoffs like next week. Oh, God, oh, God. And so everything just got absolutely super duper squirrely. And then we had the game of the year, and it sort of just cleansed everyone's palate. And everyone was like, wait a minute, basketball is good. And this is the thing I keep belting on about. Basketball doesn't suck. Can you just fucking cool your jets? Like, yes, these games are shit. You have to pick your games. That's what League Pass is for, right? Today, awesome Houston-Phoenix game. Phoenix locked into the 7th seed. They don't give a fuck. Houston trying. They go down massive. They're like, oh, I'm like, fuck. They're maybe sleepwalking through this game. What the fuck's going on here? And then boom, they turn it around. Awesome game. Super duper chippy. Even Celtics Hornets today was very fun. This is it. Stop your fucking sooking. Gee, there's too many threes in layup. Just pick your games. Fucking shush. The same thing goes on with AFL media. Oh my God. It's great doing a footy show again, but I forgot how much everyone fucking whinges all the time about, the state of the game. Footy, there's too much scoring and not enough defense. Motherfucker, just go back and watch the 1989 grand final and talk to me about defense again. The halcyon days, they played defense. Just go look at some of those fucking scores. Everybody chill. It's turning into basketball. There are so many contested possessions in a game of footy. It's crazy. It's the same thing with the NBA. This lionizing of the past shits me up the fucking wall. Go watch some defensive possessions from the 90s, even the early thousands. And then they, make hand checking illegal. Boom, it opens up the game. It works. We can suddenly get a bit of fucking offense going. Yes, it's probably swung too far. And this is it. We just need to make a couple of fucking rule changes. The thing that I reckon that AFL and NBA both have in common is every time they make some sort of rule change, they fuck it up even more. The NFL, they had a fucked product and they've just sort of gone, well, if we change a couple of these rules, this makes it really interesting. Baseball, same sort of thing. They're like, this is fucked. How do we make this better? The NBA is just like, no, we always have to be 100% correct. And the AFL's like the same thing. The fucking no fun leagues. You idiots. Just sit down, shut the fuck up, and let someone like me just come in as be in charge and go, look, shut up, dorks. I'm fucking sick of this. You reviews. You got a 24-second shot clock on reviews and you can only watch it in game pace. We don't need super slow mo. I don't fucking care enough. Shut up. Bang. Off you go. All the tanking. Guess what? You can't pick in the top 5 2 years in a row. Boom. You get shuffled back 5 spots from wherever you land. Easiest fix you could ever fucking find, but no one's fucking brave enough to do it. AFL, all the same sort of shit. It's like, we need to ban speckies now because a guy got kneed in the head because it happens all the time. It doesn't happen all the time. Shut up. It's just fucked. Stop making up fucking rule changes to fix shit that you broke with other rule changes, you big fucking dummies. You know what you should fix? You need to fix offensive players in the NBA jumping into defenders and go, he fouled me, sir. That's not what occurred. You jumped into a man, sir. So guess what? No call. Move on. Remember when they tried to make that a bit of a thing too? Yeah. Anyway, it happens once in a blue moon now where they call that on the offensive player. Anyway, so yeah, I've had a lot of, time to think over the weekend, haven't I? Anyway, but the other big thing that happened on the weekend is that Chicago fired their dudes, Mark Eversely and your man Arturas Karnisovas. Geez, why would that have been, Jim? Because they've been righteously, absolutely atrocious and completely horrible at their job. So So if you think that's grounds for firing them, then you'd be correct. Because they've been so unremittingly shithouse that the Bulls, a notoriously wildly cheap and slow to make any fucking changes franchise, went, fuck, actually that's even a bit shithouse for us, isn't it? The thing is, the Reinsdorfs are still so fucked that they're like, well, you just gave Billy Donovan a big extension. Oh, we can't pay that. So, look, whoever comes in has to have him as our coach. They know that. Billy Donovan is this fucking franchise, man. And you're like, that's going to turn off all the good ones, isn't it? That's going to work out great. You just put yourself on another 5 to 10 years of complete mediocrity, Bulls fans. Good shit. It's awesome. Anyway, so that's going to, work out fantastic for everybody. But at least, look, the Bulls have acknowledged that they had done fucking a horrible job. It blows my mind that they turned, Lonzo Ball, Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan, Nikola Vucevic, Alex Caruso, all players who at different points of their careers on the Bulls had extremely either, decent trade value, high trade value, could get a pick or two back in return for them, and they got exactly a giant whopping 0 picks back for them. Just stunning shit, right? How do you not turn any of that into a first round? Just package them all up and you probably get a couple of picks. Hey, do you want our starting 5? Yeah, fucking hell. Anyway, the Bulls are shit. So at least they figured that the fuck out. And then the final little bits and bobs over the weekend, the Bucks. The Giannis thing is all getting a bit fucking squirrely. Basically, apparently their choice, or at least decision, to go, Giannis is still injured. He's not cleared for fucking basketball. Has apparently cost him a significant bonus in his shoe contract because he's going to play 41 games apparently. So his Nike endorsement gives him a big fucking, wad of cash if he plays enough games. And he didn't. And he's like, this is very bad for business. Fuck you, Milwaukee. I am out. The other big one is that he wants to play at some point over the weekend coming up. I think their home finale, Milwaukee, is this Saturday, our time. And apparently Giannis is pushing to play with Thanasis and Alex, which would be pretty funny. And it's obviously, he's gone. And this is the big story now. He's just gone. He's just got to go. I don't think they've all sort of come to the realization. The Doc Rivers story that came out that I'm going to talk about in a second is still fucking hilarious as well. But I don't know. We've gotten to this point where it's like, Giannis is just Dunskies in Milwaukee. They've burned all the bridges. They've just gone, fuck this. We don't care. Peace. And that's how it should have been from the fucking start. I don't know. This sort of, again, to cross fucking the streams a little with AFL, the Voss thing with Carlton not firing him, bringing in a new voice, delaying decisions like that, it doesn't usually work out great, And here we are again. So, but maybe Giannis will stick around and we'll convince him that we'll be good. Your team's fucking shit, mate. Just fucking get rid of him and move on. It's been awesome, I get it. I'd rather he stayed a Buck. I think that'd be awesome. But you got to be looking there, if you're Giannis, and go, this team fucking stinks. Miles Turner's been shithouse. At least Ryan Rollins has got a bit of shit to him. That's kind of cool, but the rest of this team is absolutely fucking horrible. There's another team that just needs a complete front office clear out as well, because they've drafted absolutely fucking horribly over the last 10 years. So basically since they picked Giannis and all those dudes fucked off to run like Orlando and Detroit and shit. But anyway, so will Giannis play with his brothers? That'll be funny. And the last one is Wemby. So with his rib injury, a rib contusion, apparently it's pretty bad. He's doubtful to play against Portland. He's got to apparently play one more game in the final 3 games to hit his 65-game rule, with the 2 exceptions where you play because you might get hurt and you have to leave early. Because remember, Wemby, the 65-game thing for him applies for Defensive Player of the Year. So that's important. Just saying. Dyson Daniels comes flying out of nowhere. Anyway, so there you go. And before we do this standings check, which is what we're going to do here, because this playoff race has just gotten psycho, how about the tank race? You might think that the tank race was basically locked and loaded, right? You're like, all the shit teams are basically all pretty shit. And I think we've got the clear line of demarcation where the Wiz and the Pacers and the Nets are the worst 3, and then it's the Kings and the Yaz, and then fucking a bit of daylight. And it's like, well, no, Brooklyn absolutely tried to fuck that in the most hilariously Brooklyn way over the weekend, winning back-to-back games, now putting them in extreme danger over the last 3 games of the season of winning their way out of basically the very best of the odds to not fall out of the top 4. So great job, Brooklyn, covering yourselves in fucking glory as per usual under the Sean Marks rule. It's so glorious, that rule of Sean Marks. He's done so many smart things. Wait, no. This just in. Yeah, he's done fuck all, and his teams have always been shit. Hiring Kenny Atkinson was smart. Firing Kenny Atkinson because, Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant wanted fucking Steve Nash was dumb. Yeah. Sean Marks, interesting bloke. Anyway, let's do the playoff race. So, after the weekend, where are we at with the basically a bunch of these, every team apart from like maybe 2 or 3 have got 3 remaining games, right? And the other teams, I think, have only got 2. I think that's how it all sort of fleshed out. Because most teams have gotten to 79 at this point, and there's, I think, a couple who have gotten to 80 already. It's like Charlotte. Yeah, Charlotte got to 80, and I think the Kangs and the Yaz were the other 2. There might be one other. Yeah, the Pelicans have gotten to 80. So basically everybody else has got 3 games to go. So where are we at now, Jim? Well, let's look at the standings. Let's go to the board. Okay, so in the East, the Detroit basketballing Pistons have locked in your 1 seed. 3 games on the Celtics. I love that. 57-22. Feeling pretty good about themselves. The news that Cade is coming back at some point. He's nearing a return. I love the ambiguous nature of that language. But anyway, Pistons, 57-22, 1 seed. Loving that. They're going to be looking at that 8 seed just going, fucking please don't be Charlotte. Please don't be Charlotte. Please don't be Charlotte. The 2 seed, Boston, locked in. Happy days there. Joey Muzz doesn't want the Coach of the Year award. I love that. He's like, we shouldn't have a fucking Coach of the Year. Sorry, I'll go back to Joey Muzz in just 1 second. Jim, bro, we don't need a fucking Coach of the Year award, bro. This is fucking bullshit. You know, on the town, they had absolutely 0 fucking Coach of the Year awards. Jeremy Renard didn't win a fucking Coach of the Year award, mate. So fuck that shit. I don't fucking want it. There shouldn't even be a Coach of the Year award. We shouldn't even have fucking coaches, man. That's how fucked it is. I should just be out there fucking kung fu fighting these motherfuckers, right? So anyway, let's go watch the Town Boys. So he doesn't want a Coach of the Year, but his Boston Celtics are the 2 seed. So sucked in, Joey Muzz. You might still win it. The Knicks, still up in the air. They needed to get a couple of wins in a row here just to keep their noses in front of Cleveland. So 51-28 for the Knickerbockers in the 3 spot, right? They nearly shit the bed against Atlanta over the weekend. CJ McCollum just misses the game-tying overtime fucking like half-court heave. It was crazy. And the Knicks, it took fucking everything to win that game, right? So, I don't know. They're not really filling everybody with confidence. The Cleveland Cavaliers had a great Donnie Mitchell game over the weekend. James Harden sat out the other day too. They're a game back of the Knickerbockers to the point where, yeah, they've got the 1 loss, 1 win back. Conference record, they're 2 wins fewer as well than the Knicks, so it's going to get a bit squirrely, but they've won 3 on the trot. They're feeling all right. The Atlanta Hawks, this is where it all gets interesting. So, look, 3-4 is pretty interesting because I feel like if you're in the 1-4 matchup after you, I don't know, if you win through against whoever's in the 5 spot, 2-3 feels like a massive dogfight. Boston, New York. Cleveland, like, I think they'd be happy with the 4. And I feel like that's how it's going to kind of wash out. The Knicks probably should be tanking to get into the 4. Just saying. But Detroit do love playing them, so it might get a bit squirrely. But anyway, Cleveland in the 4 spot. Then you got the big gap. The 5 seed, your Atlanta Hawks, 12 games back of the Pistons. They are 1 game ahead of your Toronto Raptors. So 45-39, 44-35. Feeling good, feeling great? Maybe. I don't know. It's a weird one. The Hawks, they have got all this momentum. The Raptors stop, start, feels like all the fucking time. It's just so frustrating, but they had a good win over Miami today. So, I don't know. Maybe they're feeling okay, but then there's only 1 game behind. Well, there's only 1 game between the Raptors and the 7 and 8 seed, which are the Sixers and the Magic, who are tied at 43-36. So the Raptors can't quit. They've got to play out these last 3 games absolutely down to the wire. The Hawks do as well. So do the Sixers and the Magic. And then only a half game back of both of the Sixers and the Magic are your pesky Charlotte Hornets. Yes, I love this. So this is a really, really fun, 5-team tier where you still only got 2.5 games separating 5 through 9. But really, the kind of interesting part is the 1.5 games separating the Raps in 6 to the Hornets in 9. So you've got these 3 remaining games for each of those teams where it's all going to get super duper squirrely. And if you look at the strength of the schedule for each of them, right? So Charlotte actually has a tough one. They've got a Detroit and a Knicks game in there. The Detroit game might not matter for them, so who knows what's going to happen there. Atlanta plays 2 games against Cleveland, which is hilarious because that could very easily be the 4-5 matchup. But if you go down to the Sixers, they've got to play, I think, the Pacers and the Bucks at some point. You've got Toronto with a game against the Knicks and the Heat, but then they've also got a game against Brooklyn, who do not want to win. So, yeah, it's all getting a bit, hey, going, isn't it? And Orlando, they've got a game against Boston and Minnesota. Ooh, Boston might not care about that one so much, but then you've also got a game against the Bulls, who have just packed her up, boys. So it's all very, very, very squirrely right there in the East. But it's very, very, very fun. So that's going to be awesome. Atlanta, Toronto, Sixers, Magic. Which way do you think this all shapes out over the next 3 games over the next week? Don't know, but it's going to be fun. And then Miami's all the way back down at 1.5 games behind the Hornets. Pretty much locked into the 10 spot. So, yeah, not great. Anyway, the other jostling, I guess, the Bucks are 1 win up on the Bulls in the 11-12 spot. So that's something, I guess. Chicago, you got to keep losing, you dummies. Anyway, let's go out the West. Way out West. OKC 63-16. Bang, 1 seed. 2 seed, your San Antonio Banderas Spurs, 60-19. Very nice. Then it all gets weird. Denver in the 3 seed all of a sudden. That's what happens when you lose your 2 top scorers on your team. The Lakers were the 3 seed. Now they're the 4 seed, and they are tied with the 5 seed. It's getting bad fast for the Lakers. So the Nugs are 51-29, a game up on the Lakers and the Rockets. The Nugs are also hotter than fish grease. They've won 9 straight. They're awesome. The Rockets have won 7 straight. So they're also not doing too bad. The Lakers have lost 3 straight. So the Nugs 51-29, the Lakers and the Rockets both 51-28 for the Nugs, 50-29 for the Lakers and the Rockets. How will this shake out? I can't really see the Lakers doing a giant amount more, but they do play Phoenix one more time, which will be Dylan Brooks just going for blood. They do have a game against the Utah Jazz that do not want to win, so there's a win. And they also play the Warriors, who are just kind of cruising along. Steph came back, but it's oh, what are we doing? We're in the 10 spot. This is getting a bit weird. So, yeah, the Lakers might not win that either, so they could very easily go 1-2 down the stretch. And then you look at the way Houston's playing and who they have to play the rest of the way. They've got a game against the Grizzlies, who have packed it up. A Sixers team that's still fighting in the East, and a Minnesota team that they're currently fighting for playoff seeding right now with. The thing is, it kind of feels like the Wolves, who are 3 games behind the Rockets now, that's basically it done, right? So, yeah, that sort of big pivot game, Houston-Minnesota, is now Dunskies, and Houston's win today against Phoenix was the big clincher. So good on them. But it does feel like Houston will jump the Lakers, and then your 4-5 might end up being Houston hosting LA, because that'd be kind of fun. I'm just saying. Because the Rockets would somehow just fall into the second round after everything we've seen and gone through this year. The Lakers are just, I don't know, because if Luka doesn't come back for that series, if Reeves doesn't look like either of them will come back in the first round, yeah, they're cooked. We'll talk about that again in a second. So 3, 4, 5 in the West just got really strange, really quick. the Wolves, the Ant-Man injury completely threw them for a loop. But more importantly, the Jaden McDaniels injury as well just sort of just rips the gut out of their defense. So they're in 6. Locked into 7. Basically, it's the Suns. They're 2 games up on the Clippers. Clippers have been pretty good. They've won 2 straight. And it feels like they could pretty easily deal with either Portland or Golden State, who are in the 9-10. Because Kawhi's been playing awesome. Like, we get that. He's very good. Garland has been fantastic. You've just got, like, you know, a little bit of a look to the future with this team. All of a sudden, you're like, oh, I don't mind this. Unfortunately, you don't have any picks, but still. So, 7, 8, 9, 10, Phoenix, Clippers, Blazers, Warriors. It feels like that likely stays the same. Portland is only 1 game behind the Clippers, but the Clippers have been playing at least decently enough, and they play a game against OKC. There's another pivot game. They do play Portland. Clippers also play against Golden State, so it's a pretty tough-ish kind of schedule to close out. Portland, for their part, have to play San Antonio. The other one is the Kings. So it feels a hint like, ooh, maybe the Spurs don't care about that one. Spurs are still wildly dangerous, even if Wemby doesn't play in that game. But really, it sort of comes down to that Clippers game and sort of how the rest of the season rolls out. But I feel like the Clippers might just hold them off and stay in the 8 spot. And that would sort of set up some pretty interesting play-in situations. Golden State Blazers, Suns, Clippers. Could the Clippers beat the Suns in a 1-game playoff? Maybe. You still get, you know, fed to the meat grinder of either the Thunder or the Spurs in the first round, however. And in the East, you've got Sixers Magic at the moment. Who knows with this Sixers team? Like a 2-7 matchup between Boston and Philly would still be hilarious. But outside of that, if they got into the 6th spot and they took on the Knicks, Embiid versus the Knicks would also be very funny. But Embiid up against this Celtics, you know, center rotation would be pretty funny in my brain. But anyway, and Charlotte versus Miami at the moment. I feel like Charlotte would be the most likely out of all of these teams. They're playing the best basketball and have been for a long time to jump into the 8th spot. So, yeah, we'll see what happens. But anyway, we've still got a week to figure all that out. But I just wanted to lay the groundwork for the rest of this week for you so we just sort of know where we're all at, you know? So we've got basically in the East, the 3-4 fight between the Knicks and the Cavs that the Cavs might be tanking into the 4 spot just to keep the 4. Then you got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 in the East, which is at the moment Atlanta, a game ahead of Toronto, who are a game ahead of the Sixers and the Magic, who are only a half game ahead of Charlotte in the 9 spot. Not bad. In the West, 3, 4, 5, Denver, Lakers, Houston, and I guess kind of Clippers, Blazers, but yeah. Right. Who was the best performer over the weekend, though, Jim? What did you see?
That's not a knife. That's a knife.
Well, Coop the Loop Doop Doop dropped 45. That was pretty good. 45, 8, and 9 against the Lakers on Monday. That was very nice. Jeremiah Zero Fears had 45 and 6 against Utah. He has shown a little bit down the stretch here. Yes, they're playing in a lot of meaningless games, but he's still doing very well. LaMelo had 23.5 against Boston today. Pretty dangerous. He had, 36, 5, and 6 in the end. But come on. The performance of the weekend was that Jokic-Wemby duel. Like, Jokic ended up with a 40.8 rebound, 13 assist, 3 block, game-winning shot over Wemby in overtime line. That's pretty good. I mean, it's like...
This is going straight to the pool room.
There you go. And Wemby, 34, 18, and 7 with 5 blocks in that game. It was absurd. But the interesting thing, I guess, as you're watching that one, like Wemby is playing the full game, gets to overtime, and you're like, he doesn't usually play this large amount of minutes. I wonder if that'll affect him. And he sort of, I don't know. Jokic got the better of him. It's pretty funny to say Jokic is like fitter than somebody, but here we are. Awesome games. Absolutely sterling, fun, chaotic games. Love that. We had a 24-19 for Kalal Ware on the weekend. LeBron threw in a 30, 15, and 9 in that game against Cooper Flag, which was very fun. KD was awesome against Dylan Brooks and co down the stretch. Embiid had the 34 and 12 with 4 blocks. Jokic had a 35, 13, and 14 as well yesterday, which is pretty funny. Yeah, the Amen Thompson 22, 8, and 11 today. So, yeah, pretty good, but nothing will top that Jokic-Wemby game of the year sort of stuff. So, yeah, I'll take that one. It was so good. Like, it was one of those games where you're just like, oh, am I watching this? And then I just watched it start to finish, and I'm like, this absolutely rocks. Right? It was so good. So, yeah, I enjoyed that immensely, and so did everybody else. All right, how about a bit of Spud of the Night?
Spud, 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 it is Spud of the Night.
Spud of the Night. Will Riley went 1 of 13. Bam! He scored 83 points this year. He also shot 2 of 13 today. Not playing the Wizards is not as easy. Vooch is back, and he went 1 of 10 for the Celtics. Not great. He had 4 of 17 for Clay. Yeesh. Not a great showing. There was a couple of, 4 of 14 for Nate Clifford. We don't really dunk on the rookies. I think there's a couple of good ones yesterday as well. Let me just remember and bring them up. The Bam 2 of 13 is still impossibly funny. But anyway, 1 of 8 for Toby Okani. If you can tell me who he plays for, I'll give you a free stubby holder. 1 of 7 for Chaslin Year. Tim Hardaway the lesser. 4 of 14 for Keldon Johnson. 4 of 13 for Kongwu. Oh, jeez. It was not a banner day yesterday. Was there any? I feel like there was one spectacular one that I didn't get a chance to talk about yet. So, look, it's my show. We'll go as long as we need. We don't run out of airspace, I'll tell you. 1 of 12 for Ethan Thompson against, for Indy. That was Maxi Strus went 1 of 10. 3 of 15 for Spindles Miller. I think I was thinking of that one. 4 of 19 for Jalen Suggs. Yeah, it's not a banner week, but we did have an awesome weekend because I think it was as we sort of hit, was it Sunday? Sunday or Monday? We had Cody Williams, Colin Gillespie, and Jake LaRavia all go and shoot. Oh, yeah. Chill. They shot 311. That's amazing. That was pretty good. I think there might have been one more that I missed in there too. Let's have a look. Keep looking, keep looking, keep looking, he says. No. De'Aaron Fox is 7 of 19. Yeah, he was a bit of a spud of the weekend in that clutch sort of moment for Wemby. It's like, he'd been very good a lot of the rest of the year. But anyway, there you go. Who's old mate, no mates?
Old mate, no mates. Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Old mate, no mates.
Who's got no mates today? Doc Rivers. So the report came out that early March, it was all going sideways for the Bucks. He called a team meeting and he's like, hey, check my resume. I've taken teams to a title that shouldn't have been there. I've taken them to conference finals and they shouldn't have been there. If you don't want to work, we're not going to play you. And apparently, the sourcing on this meeting came from no less than 6 people in the room. 6 people. Like, apparently, and they were saying basically, yeah, it rubbed large parts of the locker room the wrong way. Basically, that's 6 people going, this guy's fucked in the head. What are you on about, you dipshit? Go Google you. Doc, we know who you are. You're an absolute loudmouth flog who takes every opportunity to self-aggrandize. You won 1 title in 2008, and then you've been fucking wildly mediocre and shithouse the rest of the time. Like, Jesus, mate. Fucking settle down with the tickets on yourself. The fact that you got 6 people in that room telling tales that are happy to chat to you about the exact same thing means that they all fucking hate that dude. So, see ya, Doc. It's been fun. And when I say fun, I mean shit. Pantsing of the night. Press the button, Jim. Got a bit of white on white crime as Cooper doop de loop doop doop Coop flag absolutely yammed on Brooke Lopez. That was that's elder abuse as well. It's like a kid beating up a grandpa. The best one that I got today though was KD shit talking Dylan Brooks and then absolutely fucking snapping his ankles in half. Walked him into a school, slid him into a screen real nice, hit him with the move. He fell over twice to Dylan Brooks. KD rises up, butter jumper. Absolutely beautiful. And like just drops a big B on him as he walks, goes back. That's pretty good. That's a pantsing. Dylan Brooks, absolute pantsing. Better than Bronny James, Lonzo Ball, Ben Simmons.
Lonzo was the best player in high school. He was the best player in college. You think he'll get to the pros and be like, I made it to the pros, now I can be average. We're coming for everybody.
Coming for everybody. Now look now, but Rob Dillingham at 26-7-2 for the Bulls. Maybe they didn't do such... No, they did a fucking horrible job. Not figuring out that Jaden Ivey was a fucking head case who was yelling at everybody for like rooting before marriage. Probably goes on the front office and not doing their job right. You know? Giving up actual assets and going, well, how can we turn Cody White into a shitter, older version of Cody White that we're not going to get anything in return for because he's going to walk it in them this year and Colin Sexton? Oh, we'll do this. How about we turn Vooch into a $6 million more a year player who was always injured and instantly got injured? Oh, we'll do that. Great job, Bulls. But anyway, Rob Dillingham, 26-7-2. Cool. My favourite, though, it might even be my favourite, better than Bronny James, Ben Simmons, Lonzo Ball of the year, is Bez Bang. Jim, who he play for? Who do you think Bez Bang plays for? I'll give you a second. And it's the Utah Jazz. It's a soft J. It's the Yaz. Bez Bang came from out of fucking nowhere. Had a previous season high as a rookie all the way back in March with 13 points for the Yaz. Today, he scored 26 on 12 of 18 shooting in 48 minutes. 48 minutes against the Pelicans. Absolute chaos. It wasn't an overtime game. He played the entire game. That is absurd. Like, that is awesome. Bez Bang played 48 minutes and had 26, 3 and 3 with 5 steals. That is fucking astounding. I might have a new player. I'm going to go get a Bez Bang jersey. Look, and an honourable mention has to go to his sorority sister mate, Kennedy Chandler. We can play the eternal game sorority sister or NBA player with Kennedy Chandler. 31 points, 11 of 18 shooting, 2 of 3 from deep, 8 assists and 7 rebounds. Yes, there was no defense played in a regulation game that went to 156-137, but you still have to hit those shots. And Bez Bang and Kennedy Chandler did. And they did it better than Bronny James, Ben Simmons, and Bronny James. I do love, like, Ben Simmons, full gone fishing, right? He's not playing in the NBA. Bez Bang and Kennedy Chandler are putting up massive stat lines. That's just what a world we live in. And I'll do a quick dickhead of the weekend.
Dickhead of the Week!
The Draymond Green Dickhead of the Week award is going to go to Draymond Green because he's made me like Anthony Davis. Now, Anthony Davis seemingly has the personality of a cinder block. Like, he's like, hey, look, my entire thing is I have a unibrow. It's like, fuck, dude, if that's your personality, you've got none. Shut up. Draymond was the first sort of NBA player that they pranked in Anthony Davis's new prank show. And if you don't know that Anthony Davis has a prank show, good. Because, fuck. But the setup is great. Basically, get Draymond angry at some old white guys about money. And they got him. And this is funny because, I don't know, do you think Draymond's got some anger issues he needs to work out a couple of times? He fucking flips a lid. And it's funny. And again, not surprising because he sees these old white guys and he's probably thinking in his brain, fuck, maybe they were once European centers. I could probably put my foot through their chest if I tried. He flips out. He's like, I'm going to fucking start tearing heads off in a minute. Fucking bang. You ever heard of a dude named Jordan Poole? And they're probably like, no. And he's like, I know. Wha-pang, right? It was pretty funny. And Draymond is a double dickhead because he made me think that Anthony Davis, that was good. And that makes me angry now that I think that Anthony Davis's prank show is good because he got Draymond. See, now Draymond is that much of a dickhead. He made me appreciate Anthony Davis. Fuck, God damn it, Draymond. What a dickhead. Anyway, let's do some yeah-nahs right after this.
This is Cam Glidden.
This is Anthony Drimmick.
This is Mitch McCarron.
This is Jason Kadee.
This is Darryl McDonald.
Hey guys, this is Hugh Greenwood.
Yo, what's going on? This is Illy.
This is Mark Worthington, or commonly known as Wortho, and you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA
And you're
Australia.
listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
And you're listening to NBA Australia.
You're listening to NBA Australia.
Let's do some yeah-nahs brought to you by you. Yep, you can shout us a beer, shout us a tin. The link is in our social bios and our show description. Basically, it's buymeacoffee.com/NBA Australia. Help keep the lights on. Help keep us, doing the show. I haven't banged up the new exclusive podcast yet because I got sick as a fucking dog. Give us a break. But it is going to be fucking awesome. It's the top 5 most fun players at every position. So yeah, it's going to be a ripper. So go check it out. It's basically our Patreon, right? Buymeacoffee.com/NBA Australia. Help support the show. Hey, Jim, Doc Rivers fucking sucks, right? Yeah, nah, yes. I've been fucking banging on about this now for years. I think there is a sense of, professionality around Doc Rivers. He's been doing this for a very long time. He has an infrastructure that he brings into your organization that helps sort of keep shit pointed in the right direction. Unfortunately, he's also been shit at coaching for a really long time. And it sort of seems like, for all that infrastructure, the culture of the places he goes also just seems to fall the fuck apart pretty quickly. So for a dude who's sort of like known as like a player's coach kind of guy, at least was when he was on the Celtics, it's going to be this really strange sort of mixed bag coaching legacy, right? You got the 08 Celtics. Fine. Awesome run there. KG gets hurt in 09. 10, look, right there. Who knows? Fucking awesome, chaotic year. And then the last little run in 12, chaos stuff again. And then, the Clippers always underperformed. It's like, oh, geez, blowing 3-1 fucking leads left, right, and center. This is their, the sort of banner moment of Doc Rivers' coaching career, is that no one's blown more 3-1 series leads than him. Or even series leads, I think, is the craziest one. So it's all just a bit fucked. And yeah, I think there's a level of, consistency and, historical knowledge that any coach of that stature would bring to an organization. But when it all goes sideways on you and Giannis is fucked and it's just all getting shit, Doc's not the guy and hasn't been. You saw it in Philly. It all goes fucking sideways with Ben Simmons. It all went to absolute fucking shit, hell in a handbasket, quicker than you could say fucking Ben Simmons, Joel Embiid, right? The same sort of thing happened in LA. It all just fucking fell apart because they could never get him over the hump. Even in Boston, he's like, I don't want to sit through a rebuild. Boom, 2-3 years later, they're back and fucking awesome. He should have just stayed. Anyway, yeah, Doc Rivers, wildly overrated as a coach, if you ask me. I think there's a gravity that you can bring to a position, but there's also the acknowledgement of the context within which you're operating and trying to meld shit to what you believe. And I don't know if Doc does that. Hey, Jim, are the Lakers cooked? Yeah, nah, yeah. They're done. You've lost your 2 best players. You're fucked. Simple. LeBron had a bunch of role players in 2016. Sure. In 2026, no, because he's 40, 70, 80 years old. What are we doing? Would Wemby have won MVP if he beat Jokic in that game and didn't get hurt the next game. Yeah, nah. I still don't think his, like, the minutes discrepancy between Wemby and SGA, even Jokic as well, right? It's just too much to, like, surmount. So I think once that sort of hits the narrative cycle as well, like, oh yeah, but Wemby did all this in like 28 minutes a game, man. So yes, what he did was amazing. But that's also a big part of this. Playing 36 minutes a game for an entire season is harder than 28. So just saying. We had a couple of good ones from our man Jez. Jim, how good is NBL? Last four final series have been 5 games and some thrilling basketball. Yeah, nah, yes. This is the bit where I go full NBL Straya. I loved that fucking Sixers-Kings final series. And the fact that Game 5 just comes down to the absolute wire. We go to OT. Bryce shits the bed. Oh, Lord. They had an absolute awesome chance to win it in regulation to the Sixers, and they fucked it. So, but huge congrats to our man. Our one true King Deli of Berrabara, smasher of tins, stopper of curries, winner of NBA and NBL championships now, which I love for him. And our man, the prawn, Sean Bruce, absolute all-time dead set Aussie basketball legend, roll gold, both friends of the program have been on the show multiple times, which is very fun. So I don't know, like the Sixers Kings, as someone who lives in Melbourne, was very much like Alien versus Predator. Whoever wins, we lose kind of vibes. But, I mean, I think both teams were wildly entertaining in their own way. Like, I fucking love Flynn Cameron. He is, and Jalen Galloway, like, let's fucking go. There's some dudes on both those teams. Like, you've got even Ballarat's very own Xavier Cooks. Like, just really, really fun dudes. And they shit each other up the wall, both those teams. And it was really fun to see, like, the sheer actual animosity between Kendrick Davis and Bryce Cotton as it all sort of got there. And I really, really, really enjoyed this entire NBL season, actually, to be honest. It sort of had everything, right? Like, United looked unbeatable early on. You had just a really, really fun, I guess, mix of international dudes. The imports were really interesting this year, I thought. Having Cooks and Delhi up there in Sydney was pretty fun with KD up there. Bryce going to Adelaide was nuts. But the Wildcats were awesome all season. Like, they sort of rounded into shape. I think their sort of weird mix of like JLA and like even having WAG still there is like really fucking nice and fun. But Kendrick Davis was awesome. But you've also got Doolittle over there in the Wildcats. It was awesome. This Phoenix were fucking fantastic. Jackie's had a bit of a weird year. Brisbane are a basket case, but they're trying to fix that now with Will Weaver. Cairns, I mean, they had the wildly inspirational Jack McVeigh. Yeah, that's good. But look, I don't know. Kings, good on him. Tim Suarez was awesome. That dude just fucking rebounded. Like, Torrey Craig had like a game of his life a couple of games ago. Yeah, it was a very, very, very fun NBL series. And it's good. I love that we get the 5-game series. It's all come down to the wire these last few years. Like, we've had really, really entertaining seasons, entertaining series. NBL fucking rocks right now. And the last one from Jez. Could Kendrick Lamar Davis make it in the NBA? Yeah, nah. No, he's too small, right? He's built like a brick shithouse, I get it. But, like, I'm taller than him. And, yeah, I'm not going to make the NBA anytime soon. He's a very, very, very talented player. And it's the same with Bryce, right? Like, there's physical limitations that you can get away with, I guess, in the NBL that you can't quite. It's actually fucking gotten a lot harder, I think, in the NBL too. But, yeah, in the NBA, just the sheer length and size of everybody, right? It's not the NBL where there's, like, a couple of dudes where, oh, shit. But it's fucking everybody. Just the sheer, you level up in terms of the size. Like, you think about how small Steph Curry looks. If you see Steph Curry in real life, you're like, fuck, he's like 6'3", 6'4". Jesus. And it's like, yeah. Any smaller than that, and that's where you sort of see dudes, especially who get drafted, really struggle. But, yeah, I don't know if he could make it for a little bit of a run and maybe have a bit of a crack. But Yeah, he wouldn't be doing what he's doing in the NBL, obviously. Unpopular opinion of the day.
Now look at me, please. Look at me. Look at me. Look at me.
I sort of went off on this the other day. Like, yes, there's a bunch of shit games at the moment, but you don't watch them. Right. Who's watching that fucking Pelicans, like, chaos game against, who was it? The Yaz. Like, you don't have to watch them. And if it's one of your teams, you just like tanking. If you're a Pelicans fan, you're watching that because you're like, zero fears. He's going off his head. This is great. Can we just fucking stop whinging about everything? Jesus Christ. Same goes for you, AFL. And finally, a bit of Outback Bloody Takehouse. It's Wednesday at Outback, and you know what that means? Hump Day. And you know what also it means? It's the Wednesday after Easter. So our usual Hump Day special of going out into the Outback, chopping off, taking down a couple of feral camels, taking off the humps. Guess what they're stuffed with this week? It's a dessert special because we've stuffed all those stale hot cross buns in there, bro. Just bake those fuckers up. Boom. Throw a bit of custard in the middle. Swirl it all around. It's like this weird fucking cake mix. I don't know. It's fucking delicious though. Bang that in the oven for a bit. It's like a crazy reconstituted cake. And it's only at Outback. That's right. Hot cross bun custard hump cake. Only at Outback. And today's Flag Grill take is LeBron should finally come full circle and actually do what he should have done in 2010 and go to the Chicago Bulls this offseason. Not only as a player, but also as their coach. And also as their GM. Just run the If he ever wants to have a legacy greater than that of Michael Jordan, LeBron James can do the one thing that MJ never did. He can go to the Bulls, he can play, coach, and GM them to a title. That's how he becomes the GOAT. Only at Outback. What do you reckon of that one? That was one I had tossing around in the old noggin over the weekend. I'm like, oh, got to make sure I write that one down. Would it make him the GOAT? Well, the thing is, the Bulls are too far away to win a title next year. Or are they? Australian Player Watch. Let's go. Not much an offer for the Aussies with your man Josh Giddey out at the moment with his hamstring, which, who knows about the veracity of it, but he's out and he'll probably just sit the rest of the season, right? Which is a bit sad. Hasn't played since what? Saturday? He's up against the Knicks, shot 3 of 12. Yeah. And he's been out since. Lockie Ulbrich, though, has been crushing it in, a little bit of extended run here where he's just sort of cruising along because, the Bulls have just given up the ghost. So in that absolute beatdown at the hand of the Knicks that Gids just went, peace, I'm out. Gids also usually carves up the Knicks, but still. Our man Lockie Ulbrich had 8-2-1 in that game. Not bad. Backed it up with a 1-5-3 against the Suns in 16 minutes. And in 21 minutes today against the Wizards, he had 7-7, 2 assists, 3 blocks, and a steal. Lockie Ulbrich, you little beauty. Don't bloody mind it. Dyson Daniels has continued apace and played pretty well the last few days. 11, 12, and 3 with 2 steals against the Knickerbockers in that crazy game yesterday. Smashed the Brooklyn Nets. 11 points, 4 rebounds, 6 assists, and 5 steals on Saturday. Not bad. Rock'em Sock'em, Block'em Jock'em. Landale is still out because of that prick Goga Batase. Hurt his ankle, so that's a real kick in the dick. Jingles and Rocco haven't played for the Wolves over the last little bit. Greeny, Josh Green, however, and his, Charlotte Hornets have been, cruising along. He played 7 minutes today against the the Boston Celtics. They were the Brooklyn Celtics there for a second with KG and Paul Pierce. 3 points, 2 rebounds today for Greeny. And then on Monday, he had 3 minutes out there, 0 from 1 from the floor, and nothing else. He played 24 minutes against the Pacers, though, on Saturday. He had 6, 2, and 2. Not bad. And Tyrese Proctor for your Cleveland Cavaliers. I mean, we've got he and Matisse Thybulle, Aussie Matty T, who are out there crushing it, basically. When they get a chance, mostly more Matisse, but, you know, at least Tyrese is getting out there. 10 points, 2 rebounds, 1 assist, 3 steals against the Grizzlies. Love that for him. 22 minutes. Came after 5 minutes against the Pacers, where he had 0 points, 1 rebound, 1 assist. So, not bad, not bad. Aussie Matty T, though, he is absolutely carving it up since his return for the Blazers. He had a really, really, really good game against Denver yesterday. He had 14 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, a block, and 5 steals. And then last Friday, he had the 13, 5, and 2 with 2 more steals against the Pelicans. So, not bad. Good size. All right, Shane Hill, shoot. Shoot your shot. Light them up.
He threw it down. Are you healed? Are you healed?
Praise the Lord, I'm healed.
Praise the Lord, for I'm healed. It is the Shane Hill
Shooters shoot.
Shoot Your Shot, Light 'em Up Award.
Oh, yeah. Con Knipple. He's just going to keep winning this, but this is an interesting one. I love this. So, 268 threes for this season. Most by a rookie ever. Awesome. Right? We get that. If he can just get 9 more in the final 3 games of the season for the Hornets. Oh, 2 more games, don't they? Ooh, that's a bit trickier. He will have a top 20 all-time made threes in a season ever. That is absurd. I absolutely love that. So at 268, he would need 276 to tie Clay for the 20th most in a season ever, which is pretty crazy and pretty cool. So how many more games have they got? The Hornets, I think, were one of the teams that has 2. Yeah, they've only got the 2 games left. That's going to be a bit tough, but I don't know. Connie Nips can go hammer and tongs, can't he? But the thing is, and I find this fascinating, since February 1, LaMelo has actually made 34 more threes than your man Connie Nips. Seriously, 34 over that stretch of time. That is crazy. LaMelo, since February 1st, has hit 185 threes, and Connie Nips has hit 151. The big difference is, of course, LaMelo has fucking thrown up almost 150 more attempts. He's got the fucking conscience of a dog. He's also got the driving skills of one as well. 150 more attempts. What a fucking mad dog. Anyway, all right. What about a bit of a quick Paddy Mills Game Day, Baller Game Day Twitter check-in? I'll tell you what, he's having a great fucking time up there, isn't he? In Tenerife. Our man Paddy. So let's have a look. Paddy. There you go. Special place. You got me feeling something. He's having a good time. Some good stuff there. I think we got a good one from Jock the other day too, didn't we? Let's have a look. Where is your man Jock? Jock Landale. There we go. Walking around with a coffee. Duncan. Sick dunk. Going rah. That's good. On you, Jock. Right. Okay. Let's do some game previews. Game previews. Thanks, Inadvertent Bane. Not a problem, Jim. How's it all going? I've certainly been better than I was Sunday and Monday. But I'm all good now. I'm excited to go to Sydney on Friday. Who's in Sydney? Hit us up. I've got like a little bit of time to go drink beers and watch some of the, gather around footy or just fucking anything. Friday and Saturday. I'm up there over the weekend. So up there solo as well. So hit us up. Say good day. I'd fucking love to go get a beer somewhere in Sydney. I'm going to go see Tism of the Opera House. How fucking good is that? Anyway, tomorrow's games. Remember, our picks go up on Dabble. You can go check it over there. The link is in our show description or our social bios. Atlanta at Cleveland. Huge game. This is quite literally 4-5. Cavs are 1.5 point favorites. They're at home. I actually don't mind the Cavs in that one. I think at home, defensively, they might be just a little bit too good. They're still trying to figure out a lot of this, Jared Allen, Mobley kind of vibe. It sort of feels like Mobley just hasn't taken that big whapang since Allen came back, but I don't know. Still like the Cavs. Hawks are playing so good, though. Minnesota or Orlando. Huge game for both teams. The Magic Men are 5.5-point favorites at home. Can you trust Orlando with a 5.5-point handicap at all? Oof. This is also, though, a Wolves team that's just 100% operating on empty. Ayo and Julius Randle, Rudy, it's like a lot of Dante. I don't know, Orlando's ticker, though. They did just win 3 on the trot. We'll have to go the Magic minus 5.5. I don't like it. Ooh. Actually, no, Minnesota might keep that close. Let's take the plus. I feel like defensively, who knows what the fuck's going to happen in that game, but yeah, we'll take it. Milwaukee at the Detroit basketballing Pistons. This is why the Pistons have got the 1 seed. 18.5-point favorites. Holy shit. I think they might do that as well. The Bucks are a team that have completely given up the ghost. Doc is out the door. He has 100% packed his golf bags and he's just gone. He's 100% delegated coaching. We're going to go the Pistons there. You've got Denver as 22.5-point favorites against the Grizzlies. Now, that's a little bit different. Like the Grizzlies, 22.5, they're sort of at least fighting-ish in some of their games. They've just got a bunch of young dudes who aren't very good. That's their big problem. They lost, 142, 126 against Cleveland, 131, 115 against the Bucks. Yeah, 22.5 feels about right, actually. Denver's young dudes might still run them over, but 22.5. Oh. Can they be competitive? Ooh, 26 to the Suns. What's that? 21 to the Knicks. Oh, actually, no, that's only 12 to the Knicks. That's the Knicks. 16 to the Bucks. Oh. No, we'll take the plus 22.5. It's just too big of a line. Then you got San Antonio hosting Portland. Fascinating game. Portland, can they, even if Wemby doesn't play, can Portland get by this Spurs team? Ooh, that's a tough one. 3.5-point line right now. I'm going to say Portland plus 3.5. Let's go. I think they can do that. Bit of Donovan Clingan. Who knows what could happen, right? You're laughing. Let's go plus 3.5. OKC, LA Clippers. This is an interesting one as well. I think I might take the Clippers plus 6.5 because they'll be going all out, trying to keep their noses in that 8 seed ahead of Portland. OKC, they've got nothing to play for. Maybe they take the foot off the gas a little bit. I'll take the Clips plus 6.5. SGA against his old team. He might not play this game as well. Who knows? Go the Clips there at home. Dallas, Phoenix to round out the day. Dallas at Phoenix. Ooh, Phoenix are 10.5-point favorites after losing today. I might take the Mavs to at least keep that one kind of close, even though they don't want to win and keep losing. I mean, they only lost by 13 to the Clippers at the Clippers. They beat the Lakers the other day. Yeah, let's go Dallas plus 10.5. Phoenix on a back-to-back. Who knows what they could do. Yeah, that's good. Not bad. Good charge. That's a fun day of basketball, actually. Atlanta, Cleveland is obviously the pick of the bunch. OKC, Clippers is pretty interesting. Portland, San Antonio. Boom. Ripper games. Not bad. Minnesota, Orlando, too. All right. That's it, though, I reckon. Hell yeah. Let's do the damn thing. So, all right. Well, what a wait between shows this has been. And the thing is, I'm going to do a show tomorrow that'll set you up for the weekend because I'm not going to be doing a show on Friday because I'll be in Sydney without my gear. So, we'll do this show today, another big show tomorrow, set you up for the weekend, basically to point you in the right direction. We'll do some power rankings as we hit into the last couple of games. And, yeah, we might do a show Sunday once we get back. Basically just to sort of set you up for that last couple of days there. So, yeah, that is what we'll be doing. In the meantime, get around NBA Straya on Twitter, Facey, IG, YouTube, and TikTok. I'll try to get some more of the vids out tomorrow morning. Footy Unfiltered with me and Jez. That's a really, really fun show. I'm loving it. Go subscribe to it if you love your AFL. Just, it is so wicked fun to talk about footy without all the dumb shit. It's great. I love it. So go check that out. Footy Unfiltered. Follow that on the socials. Get around it on YouTube as well. Rate, review, star, subscribe, that. And Jim does Supercoach. We'll do an NBA Supercoach wrap-up show next week. AFL Supercoach show tomorrow as well. So get around that. If Supercoach is your thing, NFL Australia as well. Gaz is back and we'll do a draft show in a little bit. We always do an off-season show at some point, don't we? Big thanks always go to From Oslo for the intro and outro song They Rule. So to House Hats, Josh Delarentis, Fascinator, Goldmines, Ramshackle Army, Iowa, Sextra, Green, and Dozers. They're behind all the tunes you hear throughout the show. Of course, help support the show. buymeacoffee.com/NBA Straya. The link again is in our show description or our social bios. Help the show out. I will have the Dead Set Legends Club episode out, hopefully start of next week now is how it's looking. So, there you go. All right, nothing at the end of this one because I've got to get out of here. It is already a very long show. You get that on the big jobs. But anyway. So, we'll catch you tomorrow, dickheads, for another big Thursday show. This is NBA Australia saying, look after yourselves, would you? And later, hosen.